Are your thoughts and emotions actually keeping you from living the life that you want? In this episode, we are going to get to the bottom of why things don't seem to change and share a powerful practice to help you finally move forward. Welcome to the Deliberate Life Show, the podcast to help you put yourself in the driver's seat. I'm Sally Edwards, and I'm here with my big sister, Dana Middleton. Hi, Dana.
Hi, Sally. Oh, I'm so excited about this episode. This is the one that I've been wanting to do.
I know you are. You're ready to go.
And that you're not sure about, but no, it's a good one. It's a really good one. It's about being stuck and how much being stuck just totally sucks. You know, how frustrating it is, how powerless it feels. And I've been there many times. I'm really glad that I've learned tools, developed tools to help me get out of that. But if you're feeling stuck right now, this is the episode for you.
No, and I am totally on board. I love this topic. And, but I think that a lot of times we want to change, we want to blame and change everything around us in order not to feel stuck. And what's exciting about what we're talking about today is that really we want to take that power back and talk about how we do that and how we become the engine for change in our own life.
So we can become the architects of our own life.
Yeah.
But when we're in that powerless state, I just remember that feeling of like the damsel in distress, like waiting for somebody to rescue me or waiting to win the lottery. And if you're feeling any of those things right now, you're feeling stuck. And again, it sucks. But what if the only person who can get you unstuck and to really help you get to the life you want to lead is you, right?
Yeah.
That you're the knight in shining armor.
Exactly. And so how do we do this?
We do this by changing our vibrational set point.
Okay, what is that, Dana?
I said it. I said the vibration word.
Yeah.
Tell them why you don't like the vibration word.
I
love
do.
it.
I do. I say that Dana comes from maybe a little more of a woo-woo background or perspective, and I tend to be a little more science-focused. But that's what we love about doing this podcast together is because we really are going to the same place, but sometimes from two different not destinations, two different perspectives.
Yeah.
So,
So vibration is really just your energy, your internal energy, how you feel inside. Like, do you feel hopeful? Do you feel optimistic? Do you feel joyful? Great, right? Do you feel victimy? Do you feel shame? Do you feel fear? I mean, those are very different vibrations. And some of these you have practiced consistently over time. And that consistent practice that you didn't even know you were doing creates what we call a vibrational set point.
it's where you're used to being on the inside.
Yes, it's how you're used to feeling. Yeah. And you will create circumstances around you to help you continue to feel that way.
Yeah.
Think about it like your internal temperature, or like here's a good one, like your weight. Like we've heard of a weight set point, that most of us have a weight set point. And that's where we like to stay. That's why you'll see people who they pretty much stay the same weight, unless they're doing other things all the time.
Because the body just wants to, you're saying the body just wants to come back. It naturally just wants to come back to that weight. If you gain some weight, it'll naturally want to come back down. If you lose weight, it'll want to come back. It's the same idea.
It's the same idea. So your vibrational set point, is exactly that. If you get happier and that's not really your set point, you won't be able to sustain that happiness for long.
Right.
And the same, if you're feeling really down, but you've got a pretty happy set point, you won't be able to stay in that vibration very long because you're right here. And what's so great about it, you can change your vibrational set point.
Right, because why else would we be talking about it if we couldn't change it? If we're like, oh, well, that's my set point. I'm stuck for life. There I am.
But why does it come? Where does it come from to begin with?
Well, basically everything in the way that we are created, this is our science lesson, is that we are created to stay in what's familiar or what's called homeostasis.
Ooh,
like that.
Ooh, that's a science word.
Which means that we want to come back to normal. It's the same thing you were just describing. But by nature, we want to stay where we are. It's a safety mechanism. The idea that when we branch out and do something different, that in our DNA that was not necessarily safe. We wouldn't necessarily survive in our caveman ancestor bodies if we went out and did crazy things that were different from the norm. So we are just wired to stay the way that we are and do what's familiar. And our subconscious is listening to everything that we are saying, but actually listening to what we are feeling. It's listening to everything. And so what we're doing habitually is what we keep doing. Our subconscious keeps us there. And so, things that might piss us off are going to keep pissing us off. It's like we're going to stay.
Wait, was that a scientific term?
Yeah, that's a scientific term. But it's true. I mean, we're not going to be like, oh, in this circumstance, if I'm driving down the road and somebody's making me mad, we're not going to have that, deep questioning. We're just going to react the way that we always react, unless we consciously do some practices. So let's say that you are somebody who naturally worries, okay, and but you maybe you want to change that. You don't want to keep doing that. So you want to raise your set point. You start really working on that. You're going to start, focusing on gratitude or doing something that's going to change you. Then all at once, something might happen in your life that will make you worry. And so it's kind of like the chicken and egg thing. Like, which one was it? Was it that the event was there to make you worry, or did you almost need something to happen in your life to worry about? Does that make sense?
It totally does. It's just like also if you're worried about money, right? Instead of doing something to get your mind off of that, you'll often look at your bank account. So that will be like, oh, now I got real information, real evidence that I should be worried about money, right? Yeah. Because we're looking for whatever it is that we are habitually addicted to, frankly. I mean, it's kind of a feeling or a mindset that we get addicted to. And because we think it so many times, it feels like a fact.
Yeah. And then the crazy thing is the more we do whatever we're doing, whether it's worry or whether it's an angry response, that then because we continue to look for it, the world validates it by showing it to us because our brain is actually filtering out everything else. And so it's going to show us the very thing that we are looking for, even if it's not really what we want.
And this comes back to the energy we put out is the energy we get back.
Yeah.
And that, science-wise, right, actually works. Yeah. I can say that and you'd be like, well, how do you know that, Dana? Because
actually it is that we have billions, or maybe it's millions. It's a lot of input coming in all of the time. And we can't see all of it. But we are going to see the things that we are used to focusing on. Yeah. And so it's exactly that. So if we're focusing on, all that everybody's a jerk, then guess what we're going to see? Guess what we're going to get back from the world? We're going to filter out all of the great people, because they're there, but we're not going to see them. And then we're going to see the jerks, and then we're going to validate it and go, you see, I have every right to feel this way because that's what's out in front of me. And so, but it's this weird cycle, but it starts within us, and we want to not really believe that. We want to think it's outside of us.
Part of our vibrational set point also has to do with cortisol.
Yeah.
Cortisol is a stress hormone that fires off, right? Whenever we're under stress or whenever we're in fight or flight or fawn or freeze. And that's like a drug in our body. It's a hormone in our body that we really get used to. So if you grew up in a very stressful household, you are already addicted to stress. So as an adult, if we don't deal with this and calm down our nervous system and learn tools to help us do that, then we are literally looking for stressful situations because they make us feel like home. They make us feel safe because that's what we grew up in. If I grew up and I survived, this must be how I'm supposed to feel. And when that happens, it just becomes on a loop. And that's what I'm talking about. You may have a stressful vibrational set point.
Yeah, and a lot of times some people would say, "Well, that's BS. I'm stressful because this thing happened because because they are doing this, and so I am having a stressful response to it." But what you're saying again is that idea that if you are used to feeling it, you are going to seek out seeing and feeling the experiences that activate it.
Yeah, and we don't think, and it's easier kind of to do that in a weird way.
Yeah.
Because if we just blame it on everybody else, then we don't have to go inside and be responsible
Oh yeah,
for
it's
everything.
great. Let's just blame it on everybody else.
Blame it on everybody.
And it is easier, but then ultimately we know it's not.
Yeah, absolutely. And we, and a lot of reasons we don't do this, that we don't focus on that vibrational set point and make it the priority, right? Because how we feel is going to dictate how our life feels. And I truly believe that. And if we get that, if we really get that, then we go, oh, maybe this is important. Maybe I do need to think about, it's really just about, how do I feel right now? How do I feel? Even though I just got triggered, even though somebody cut me off in traffic, how do I feel? I got cut off. I got flipped off the other day. Some person flipped me off and I wasn't even doing anything wrong. And I thought, wait a minute. I'm in the car. He was walking and he thought he had the right way. He did not at all. It was not anyway. And I was being very careful and slow. Anyway, flipped me off. And I went apart. And I really had to take this in and go all right, first of all, why did this happen? And I traced it back to, I had watched some news thing that made me mad. So then I got in the car, and then what? Energy in, energy out. Like it all kind of came to things. So, okay, I got to clean that stuff up. And then the other place that I could have gone is I could have really relaxed and flipped him back and flipped off, in response. And I thought, okay, wait, stop right here. We don't need to go into all of this, right? Because that just puts me into a reactive place.
Right.
Anyway, so sometimes you have little moments that give you information about, oh, wait, I have a little energy to clean up right here.
Yeah. But what you're bringing up is really important is at least, it doesn't mean we're going to go around being perfect, but it does mean at least it's great to start by having some awareness.
Absolutely.
That's where change has to start. It's just an awareness. And we're not talking about perfection. We're all going to have things that are going to, set us off or trigger us in ways. But if it is so powerful to feel good and to raise our vibration and to be living in that space, in that space, why don't we do it?
Well, I say one of the things is we just don't know how.
Yeah.
We don't know how. Or we're just not even paying attention. We don't realize it's happening.
Yeah. And again, do you think it's just because we feel really validated to say, I feel this way because they did that? I mean, like we legitimately get to say that if we want to.
Yeah, well, it's justifiable. I mean, it happened. So yeah, of course I should be mad. But it happened. But if I then meet that situation in the same energy, is it helping me?
And it's just going to perpetuate.
Yeah, it's just it just becomes, it's just a habit, right? It's like, a drink or a cigarette or whatever, any kind of habit you may have.
Yeah.
It's just easy. And we are lazy people.
Well, we are, and we're designed to be.
You're not as lazy as me. I can be so lazy, it's not even funny. I am the laziest lazy dog in Lazy Town. Because it's really easy not to, I have to be so specific about this stuff because otherwise I'll just be like, I don't have to do that today. I mean, laziness is really a thing that would just, I'll get to tomorrow, or that doesn't really, I can get mad at this person, or I could commiserate with this person. That doesn't really that doesn't really matter. It matters. It all matters.
Okay. It does. Okay. So I think that we really have identified that it does matter how we're feeling.
Matters.
And it feels sometimes so out of our control, but that's what we're here to talk about. That's what we're saying right now, is that we really do have the power. And, it does start with us. But how do we take, what do we do? How do we take those steps to start, bringing our power back and to start saying, I want to live here, and I want to live a place where I'm feeling, full of life, and I'm feeling positive, and I'm seeing the best in people, and I'm not reactive. So how do we do that?
Well, let's start just by one of those little phrases you just said is full of life. And that's something we've been talking about with the Jim Murphy Inner Excellence book. I've been reading it from page 1 again. And he talks about to everything you're doing, every project, every just action that you're doing is to bring the fullness of life to it. Like bringing that, like I'm alive energy. Because a lot of times we're not doing that. In fact, most times we're not doing this. Like if you were driving kids to school, you drop them off and you're not around. You know, I mean, we just have this routine that doesn't feel really full of life.
So what you're saying though is that we were going so often we're just going through the motions of our life, like we're so like destination focused that we're not living like fully in every moment and like bringing that high energy. Is that what you're saying?
That is what I'm saying, is to bring, like to be right here, like we're right here. And this is the most important place I can be right now. So if driving your kids to school, which I've never done, but you know, is like, if you're doing that, it's the most important thing right now. And
like
how
do you
can I
be in that moment right now, no matter what that moment is, whether it's washing the dishes or doing laundry or, you know, or talking on the phone with somebody or whatever. It's like, how do I want to be in this moment right now? Because this is the only place my life is.
And this is your point of power too.
Yeah.
Right now. You have power in front of you or behind you. It is right now. And think about it for women too. And I do believe this, that women often set the tone of a household or a car or whatever. And it's not about nagging somebody into doing something. It's about what's the energy you're bringing in. It can be a very, very silent experience, but our energy, you know, just ripples out from us and it's felt, you know, so when we are deliberately choosing to be really alive and really in the moment, I think that is the first step to consciously raising your vibrational set point. And again, let's go back. It's important because when your set point is higher, the world will meet you in a higher place and your life will feel good. Hey, it doesn't really matter if the world meets you at the higher place, if you're doing it anyway, because you're feeling good. That makes you feel good. That makes you come alive. And isn't that what we all want?
Well, yeah, and like you're saying that so oftentimes we want things to happen so that we can feel good. Like if I win the lottery, if I get the date, if I get an A on the paper, you know, whatever it may be, then I'll be like, yeah, I feel great. But we're reverse engineering it to say, I get to choose how to feel right now, no matter what. And if I feel good right now, then I don't even need things. I can still want things to change outside of me for sure, but I don't need them to change because I get to set my own thermometer. Sorry, said that weird. I get to set, you know, think about it. It's like I'm putting it at 75 because that's where I want to feel. I mean, that's the temperature I want to feel. I'm not waiting for it to come from the outside in.
So going back to feeling stuck, let's circle back now. How you're feeling stuck, how does identifying your vibrational set point first, because you got to know where you are to be able to go anywhere. And then how do you raise it, right? How does raising your vibrational set point get you from being stuck?
And how does it?
Oh, well done.
What is the answer?
What's
your
done,
summation?
Well, what it does is this. When you raise your vibrational set point by feeling better, by choosing deliberately to be more present, to be more alive, to be more engaged, right? It is going to lift the way you feel. You're going to actually internally start to feel better. Because when you feel stuck, you usually don't feel better. You don't feel good. Yeah. So in this place, this is just because I got here because of my mind. And my mind can get me out.
Right. I got here because of my patterns, because of my habits, because that's what I'm used to and all of that. But I can change it.
I can change it. And you may not believe that yet. You may not believe that yet. And in coming episodes, we're going to help you believe that more and more. But you do have the power. Like you got yourself here, you can get yourself out. And it just starts by small moments of engagement, of life.
And feeling, and like you said, bringing that fullness of life into every moment consciously, saying, okay, I'm right here. I'm doing the dishes. what can I do to bring that fullness of life? How can I be fully engaged right now? And bring that aliveness in consciously. Maybe you think of all the positive things. You pick a topic of something that really is positive for you, and you focus on that, with intention to help you raise that up inside of you. You do it on purpose so that it all starts to rise up.
Yeah,
And
or,
then
or,
you're
or
the
easier.
one. Yeah.
Or easier, just put on some music that make your favorite song.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Call
or
somebody
whatever.
who's funny.
Yeah.
Something like that. Do something that really helps you to lift yourself up.
Yeah, and that's the start. So that's all. That's the takeaway this week. Just identify where are you on this vibrational scale, and what can you do in this very moment, by yourself, with this person, in this situation.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like it, how can you bring that aliveness and that presence there? And as you do that consistently, your stuckness will start to unstick.
And your set point, as you called it, will start to rise. And then you will start to see things differently because you'll be focused differently on what's out there. And then that whole cyclical thing will start, that you will start to see things differently from the world because you are now focusing on those good things and not all the jerks. And that will change. Yeah.
Get those, let them go.
Yeah.
Perfect. This was good. We got there. I'm so glad.
Yeah, it really does start with us. And most of us are never taught this. We are not taught that we are the ones who get to set this. We think that the world determines it for us. And that is why it's so powerful.
Yeah. And also challenging, right?
Yeah.
Challenging because once you really see that you have the power, you can't unsee that.
It is. And change can be hard, but listen, we're here and we believe it. We know it to be true, and we're excited that you're here and you're taking your power back.
And come back with us next Tuesday. We're going to be digging into this even deeper.
That's right. All right. What else we got?
Okay. You want me to do this part? Okay, please subscribe.
You always say that.
We're on
Subscribe,
YouTube.
and we'll be back next Tuesday.
Yes, I already said that. We're subscribed to. I
wasn't
did.
paying attention to you.
Where was your presence, my sister? Anyway, we're gonna Apple, Spotify, YouTube, all the places, social places at The Deliberate Life or The Deliberate Life Show. Sign up for our newsletter at thedeliberatelife.us. That is thedeliberatelife.us.
All right. It's been great. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.